finally caught up with El Amir at Guitar Summit in Mannheim. He's just come off stage. He's sticky, but I'll give him a hug because I have never seen such fast playing. I'm dizzy. Not just fast playing, but there's tone. Just talk about it.
I'm overwhelmed that sitting next to you, we've had a friendship, and I really appreciate your support and your feedback, definitely. What I do, I try to work on my technique as good as I can, because as many options you have technically, as many more options you have to express yourself, I guess. But then for me, the most important thing is always to have like a musical arch going on, a melody that is constantly moving on somewhere so that the audience can actually jump on that melody and kind of drive along with it, or travel with me. For me, it's not just exposing and just showing off things. It's like a musical journey.
You're pulling us along. We're not sort of sat there, and you played with the track, which is great, and it didn't over-dominate you. You didn't over-dominate the track. It just stood out. Let's just go back. You played electric guitar. Okay, we're shredding. We've got the whammy bar. We'll talk about the whammy technique in a minute. But as you might have heard me say before, El Amir grew up from this high, 4-year-old. Flamenco's in your blood. You've become a connoisseur of flamenco. You've taught it. You know all about it, the history and the land. But you can adapt that from nylon struck acoustic guitar to this incredible. Well, you played a Kramer this time, didn't you?
I played my Kramer, which is a Kramer Barretta Special. What I do is I just swap everything that is in there, swap it out, put new things in it, new amp, new pickups and stuff, and it's a great axe. It's just perfect. One volume, one humbucker. I really like that because the rest comes off the fingers and, pedals and things like that. And what I've been working on technically with my right hand, but the picking thing is, I've been brought up playing flamenco guitar, which is finger picking, but also the Arabic oud, which is with a plex. So I started out with both techniques, and I guess when I started playing electric guitar when I was 12, I had no teachers. I just would listen to records and just figure it out. I have never had a lesson on electric,
really,
just on flamenco guitar. So it's like it has been a journey for me to encounter myself with many different situations where you had to overcome your technique, your musicality, your knowledge, and it has been a beautiful journey. I like it. It's my passion. Mm-hmm. It's one of my big passions. So
you talk about the flamenco guitar with the nylon string. When you brought down the overdrive a little bit from tenor, brought it down, the pedals came off, we could hear the clarity of the strings and the quality of the pickup. And we can hear how delicate. You're not relying on so much overdrive to cover up, there's no mistakes, but to fill in. Right. When you come right down, you can hear the picking.
Yeah, that's the good thing about if you work with your volume knob. It's the basic thing, I think, to do. You put on your maximum position, you put the amount of high gain you need from your pedal, but then when you scroll down, you want it kind of be very smooth and almost clean with a little crunch to have that variety and that range of sound. And then everything that you do in between that has a lot of dynamic because you're not always pitching the same sound. And then with the whammy bars, you can play around with the melody, make some effects, of course. But I guess it's all in the balance of some plugins. They're just overloaded with a lot of, But that live thing I like to have 2 amps and go stereo. And then I play with the stereo of the chorus and different delays on each channel. And that's the sound that you can create. Basically, I copy what they did in the 80s, and I like that, and it works for me, and I can express myself. So I didn't invent anything.
You're doing it one-handed, which is quite annoying. But I mean, when El Amir has a day off, sat out in the sunshine where you live, do you think, what shall I play today? Flamenco or electric? Where's the fine line? How do you decide? Do you think to yourself, today I'll do this, the sun's out, maybe I'll do a bit of flamenco? What decides it for you?
I'm pretty boheme in that sense, just whatever appeals to me. I've had many years of heavy practicing when I was a little child and throughout my teenage years and later also. So now what I do, I keep my technique. If there's things I need to work on, I work on them. There's always new things that appear or occur to you. So playing flamenco or electric, it depends just on how I feel in the moment. Sometimes I play for half an hour, a little bit flamenco, and then I go and turn on the amp. So I'm really kind of on and off and savage in that sense. I just enjoy it.
I mean, that's quite rare from switch one style to the other, but let's say, again, go from acoustic flamenco into electric, but still be able to hear, don't want to say, well, let's say vibe, the classical vibe within all these notes that are flying through. It's not, you're just not getting hit by nails in the face. It's melodic. It's melodic. It's still in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a talent.
I think flamenco music is very melodic. It's modal music, so it's based on melodic lines, very rhythmical. That helps me also in the rock music, which is so important. And then all the electric guitar, instrumental electric guitar, and bands I've listened to, the heavy metal bands and hard rock. I mean, that's somehow in my DNA because I've been listening to those bands since I was a kid.
Yeah.
So you try to always kind of, you recreate things you've heard somehow, but you do them on your own way. And I guess that's the way to go. I try to sound as myself, and that's the quest we all kind of go into. You know, you always have influences. Everyone has. You know, there's no doubt
with
about it.
writing, you just played 3 of your own tracks on the Kramer again, Overdriven. Do you write them on that? Could you write that on flamenco?
I could play certain things on flamenco.
No,
yeah?
when you're writing, composing.
Oh.
Would you compose on one and play on the other?
No, I compose strictly. I have electric guitar. I compose. I can't come up with like a harmonic line with my acoustic guitar if I have it. So, but then the real thing when I compose a rock song or a melodic song, it's done on the electric. I sit there and I play a lot. I play around with 2 or 3 chords which I like, and then I kind of play until I have a melody, and then I start working on that melody. It's not like, oh, it's a melody and I do it. So you play around, you kind of improvise, but I call it real-time composing, which is improvising but with a sense, not just noodling around. So you're kind of repeating phrases until you feel they're nicely fit into your fingers, or the melody is somehow round enough to say, okay, that's it, you know. And sometimes it's not easy to say, okay, leave it like that, that's good.
Yeah.
Your mind wants to go always further.
Well, that's a talent in itself. Keeping busy, what's happening up ahead? Are you touring? Or?
I will have some flamenco concerts in Spain now, October, and then I'm heading to a sacred music festival in Dubai in November, which is also the first time for me in November. I've been to Qatar before, but Dubai is exciting, and it's going to be a very beautiful festival out in the desert, and a very special thing. So it's sacred music, and I'm going to play all my other world music instruments there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So no electric.
Well, we've got to get to Dubai, folks. How do we get out there? That would be fantastic.
Yeah, we'll fly you out.
You're my hero.
Thank you so much,
I'm not just
Lars.
saying that because you're here. Checking
Thanks so much for coming.